Hello, I am very excited because we have a brand new action camera that we are going to unbox and make some video tests. So if you'd rather just not see the unboxing portion, feel free to skip to the next part of this video where we are going to show you some sample videos recorded with this camera at various resolutions and maybe some photos as well. Let's see what we have in the box. This is what we have. We have this action camera with no name currently, but we will show you the name in a moment. So what do we have here? Not really any description so far. It's not a very big box, so the accessories are probably just kind of packed in here. Action camera, we can see that with the imagery here. It's very exciting. There's not really a whole lot on the box, except it's telling you that this seems to be an action camera. It says it right there. That's all we have on the box, but to get more information, the only thing we can do is we have to kind of just open it. So really cool presentation. Got the camera, we got the accessories. Now you can see what this is. This is the Piwoka action camera, the 4K version. There exists, there exists currently a cheaper version made by this company, Piwoka. This is the 4K version, a little bit more expensive. So just keep in mind that they're currently, right now, I think today's August, towards the end of August, there are two action cameras on sale by this company that I know of. One of them is very cheap. This is the more expensive one. Just keep in mind which one you're buying. The one that says 4K on it. Piwoka action camera. So we've got the camera here in the underwater housing. Very nice. We've got the accessories. Some standard straps and accessories that are typically included with an action camera. Nothing too special, so I'm not really going to talk about them. Bicycle, helmet, surfboard, bike helmet, etc. You got your charger, which is very nice to have a separate docking station to charge two batteries at the same time, which connects to your USB cable. That's a great bonus. Again, some standard accessories. Case that you can put a strap around and maybe easier to mount this camera. Little shell, very cool. Remote control, always nice to see. Not standard, so very cool. Extra battery, wonderful. Another standard accessory. So far the accessories really look cool. I mean, it's nice to have remote control. Oh, I missed this. External microphone that you can plug into your camera and hopefully get better sound quality with. That's also a fantastic accessory. Almost done with the accessories. So let's just keep going. We have another strap. We have our user guide in different languages. Kind of just tell you the different buttons, how the different ports, how to, like the different modes, I guess, how to use the camera, how to play back video, different features, maybe time-lapse, slow motion, photos, recording videos, changing settings, etc. We have some more little accessories here. Cloth for cleaning the camera lens, always nice to see. So small box, but the accessories, there's lots of them. Last but certainly not least, we have the charging cable for charging your camera, the USB cable. One end connects to your computer, one end connects to the camera. That's for charging your camera and transferring footage from your camera to your computer. Very important and crucial, you have to charge your camera. One thing that's not included, which you will need, which I bought separately already, again, separate purchase, is a micro SD memory card. I recommend 32 gigabytes. Most cameras will accept a 32 gigabyte memory card. Just to give you an idea, this is very small, but it will hold a lot of footage. I recommend this. Separate purchase, again, not included here. You need a memory card to hold your footage, unless you're buying a special bundle, which this is not. Then you really do need a separate micro SD memory card to insert into your camera so you can store your footage. So now that we have that out of the way, we're just going to see what we have here. Like I said, small box, tons of accessories. I mean, how often do you see a remote control? Two batteries, a docking station for charging them very quickly, charging your batteries very quickly, and an external microphone with a clip. Very cool. I mean, as to the sound quality when you plug in the microphone, I don't know, but sorry. Overall, a very impressive set of accessories. Got the underwater housing, so let's get started right away by taking out the actual camera itself, inserting the separate micro SD memory card that we had purchased, and starting and turn on the camera and to look at the settings. And then last but not least, if you want to skip this part of the video, you can see some sample recordings. So right here what we see is just a very cool looking camera with some nice texture. You can hear it. Piwoka, this is the 4K version. We're just going to take this off right here, peel this off. So here we have it, a very cool, small looking camera. This is quite a small camera with some really impressive texture. We have the battery case that just push up there and it goes right here. We got the battery included already. Very, very cool looking camera. Here it is, the Piwoka action camera, the 4K version. This is what we have here. Micro SD memory card. We're going to insert that right now. This is my 14th or 15th camera, so I've kind of done a lot of these. So we need to insert the camera, micro SD memory card. There's also a space for a port for the USB cable charger. You're going to hear the click right now. Listen. Okay, we're going to hear the click right now. There's the click. We've inserted it correctly. You just have to kind of go by the little diagram showing where the ridge is. Here, just on the left. That little tiny square rectangle. The Piwoka action camera, like I said, really like how the lens is just in this kind of square space. Very, very cool. 4K version. Again, to get to the battery, just push up. That's it. I like how it's connected. The battery cover is connected to the camera. Here's our screen we have right here. The two buttons. We don't have a button here, but we have the mode button, which I think is the power button, and then the OK button, and then the buttons up and down. So all we're going to do here is show you the video settings, video resolution settings, other settings. Then we're going to, the next part of this video, record some sample videos with this camera. So let's get started right now. Hold this button down. Hopefully there's some battery life in the camera, and there is. This is the Piwoka action camera, the 4K version. So right away, I'm going to tell you that on the cheaper action cameras, this one was like $40, a little bit less than $40. On the cheaper action cameras, I don't use typically the highest resolution setting if it's 4K. I usually go with 1080p, and that's because, well, 1080p 60 frames per second if we have it. And that's because these smaller cameras, I don't think it can really handle 4K because it makes the video less smooth, a little bit choppy. The frame rate isn't that great. And 4K doesn't seem to be that great anyways. Again, I'm talking about cheap cameras that cost less than $50, less than $40, around $40. The 4K typically isn't that great. Okay, the screen keeps timing out. So we're going to go to our settings. We're going to click the OK button right here. Hold it down. No? How do we get to the... Oh, okay. So the mode button, just tap the mode button and you're going to get to the different settings. You have the camera, the photo setting, playback. Now we get our settings. That's all you have to do to get to the settings. So you click this button right here. Sorry for the glare. Photo, playback mode. Okay, so it goes all the way up to 4K. We also have 2.7K, 1080p, 60 frames per second. The amount of frames is shown on the right. So here we have 60 frames per second. Let's choose that. That's my favorite setting. Let's go with that. So this is the OK button. So 60 frames per second. Looping video, we're going to turn it off. Time-lapse video, we have a setting for that. That just causes everything to look very sped up. So we have here time-lapse section. So you can just put leave the camera still, let everything record, and then everything will look like it's going very fast. Audio slow motion off, audio record. We're going to record audio. Photo resolution all the way up to 20 megapixels. Time-lapse photo, again, that's a time-lapse feature with photos. We'll take a picture every few seconds. Remote control, underwater mode. I don't know what underwater mode is. I honestly no idea what that could be. Sounds interesting though. The beep, we're going to turn it off. Volume, okay, I guess that's maybe volume for playing back your videos. Okay, so we got power off. We want the auto power off. Off. I don't want it to turn off the camera. Same with the screensaver. Let's just turn that off so that the camera doesn't go dark. It doesn't go to sleep mode every 30 seconds. Format the memory card because it was previously in a different device. Sorry about the glare here. I do apologize. So those are your video settings. You have, So those are your video settings. You have, all the way up to 4K, but I'm probably going to use the 1080p setting. You have some settings for taking photos, 20 megapixels, 16 megapixels, etc. We have some battery life, which is nice that we were able to show you this without having to charge the camera first. We just unboxed it. So again, here are the video settings, various settings. I'm going to choose 1080p 60 frames per second, but I'm going to do some video tests with a few resolution settings just to show you what it looks like, and you can decide for yourself if you think the video quality is good. This has been a unboxing of the Piwoka action camera, the 4K version. Feel free to decide for yourself if you like the video quality. I'm gonna make some video tests next, so you can just see for yourself. I'm not gonna tell you, oh, this is a good camera, it's not a good camera. Just in terms of the accessories, very nice that we had the cleaning cloth, the docking station that connects to your USB charger that you can then insert the two batteries right here. Very cool. And of course the remote control and external microphone, which I might not use, but it's just very nice to have. And the external microphone just plugs in right here, and then you can hopefully have better audio quality, because I can tell you the audio quality on these cameras, cheap ones, is more often than not very good. But that's why they're cheap, they're fun, they're cool. Sometimes they have good quality video. So we're going to record some videos, and you can decide for yourself if you think this looks like a good product. But I can tell you just the presentation looks great. Really like the texture here, really like the look of the camera. And as always, we don't want any dust to get on the lens, and hopefully not, but you have a cleaning cloth, you have your underwater housing, so hopefully protect your camera from getting dirty. Thanks for watching this video. This is the Piwoka 4K version. Sorry again for the glare, I do apologize. Video test will follow next. .4K video test, 30 frames per second. 4K video test, 30 frames per second. Budget-friendly action camera purchased on Amazon. .4K video test, 30 frames per second. 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 2.7K video test, 30 frames per second. Budget-friendly action camera purchased on Amazon. .7K video test, 30 frames per second. .7K video test, 30 frames per second. Budget-friendly action camera purchased on Amazon. .7K video test, 30 frames per second. .1080p video test, 60 frames per second. 1080p video test, 60 frames per second. (1080p) video test, 60 frames per second. Budget-friendly action camera purchased on Amazon. 1080p video test, 60 frames per second. (1080p) video test, 60 frames per second. Budget-friendly action camera purchased on Amazon. 1080p video test, 60 frames per second. (1080p video test, 60 frames per second. (1080p video test, 60 frames per second. 720p video test, 120 frames per second. Budget-friendly action camera purchased on Amazon. 720p resolution, 120 frames per second. (720p resolution, 120 frames per second. (720p resolution video test, 120 frames per second. (720p resolution, 120 frames per second. Budget-friendly action camera purchased on Amazon. 720p resolution, 120 frames per second. (720p video test, 120 frames per second.